explosive close for Tesla today, ending up actually 4% when the market was down pretty significantly. And in this video, we're going to go over Tesla, talk about if I think the sell-off is over, and give some price targets, as well as specifically how I plan to trade this. Now, I've been bullish on Tesla since June and July of 2024. The main reason for this is that price had finally broken over the market bias and we were no longer squeezing. On top of that, using this oscillator indicator that you see at the bottom called the BX Trender, we can see that buyers were entering the market. And the way that we can tell this is that the BX went from making lower lows, which is this dark red here, to higher lows. Then from there, continued to make higher highs. This is an indication that buyers are stepping into the market, building up pressure. You'll see from this point that price bounces up into this $270 level. And we know that when a stock is breaking out, it's never going to just go straight up. It will always have to come back to retest a discounted level. And that discounted level is normally the market bias or this tape indicator that you see on your screen. When price pulls back into the market bias, this is normally the area in which we look to accumulate shares or take a long position. The deeper that it pulls back into the market bias, the more of a premium we are getting on the price. Tesla pulls all the way back to the bottom of the market bias, and this is the most discounted area that we have. And this is normally where we want to look to accumulate shares. You can see that price rallies off of this market bias, hits equal highs, and then pulls back down again to test this discounted range. Price bounces within the market bias, and then the BX flips from red to green. From here, price continues to expand all through October and November, mainly off of earnings and the Trump presidency. And now we are moving into a potential first week where the BX could close with lower lows. Now, this would be the sign that our expansion is now ending momentarily. And the market's going to move in essentially one of three ways. The first is going to be an expansion. Expansions occur when price breaks out, much like you see here over the market bias, with the BX following, making higher highs, showing that buyers are stepping in. Now, the next is a compression, and normally a compression will come after an expansion. So much like what we saw back here, there's a very good chance that price can continue to just consolidate somewhere between 370 to 400 before the next move, or even worst case, come back down to test 330 or $350. I am still bullish on Tesla because of the trend, but I have removed my aggressive stance. So for me, this is not a buy, but this would be considered a potential hold or a time, which is what I'm focusing on, selling cash secured puts. Now, I love cash secured puts because essentially you can pick a strike that you think the stock will not close below. In this case, I've been picking 350s and 340s. And as long as the price closes above that at the end of the week, you will make a small profit of about 0.3% to 0.4%. I will continue to do that and make a very small return on my capital until the BX flips back to green and makes a higher high, showing that price is going to break back out to 500. Or until price continues to sell back off into the market bias. If price does pull back to maybe 325 to 350, this is going to be the heavily discounted area in which I will look to become aggressively bullish once again, much like when we tested these levels back in August and November.